out on the street for a living. Pictures only begun. Ooh, got you under their thumb.
Hit it!
Bum bada bum bada bum bada ba ba bum. Ba bada 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 bum bada bum bada bum bada ba ba bum. Ba bada bada bada. Out on the street for a living. Bitches only begun. Her day is sown in madness. Got you under their thumb. Ooh, black diamond. Ooh, black diamond. Darkness will fall on the city. Seems to follow you too. And though you don't ask for pity, there's nothing that you can do. Ooh, black diamond. Ooh, black diamond. Bum bada bum bada bum bada ba ba bum. Ba bada 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 bum bada bum bada bum bada ba ba bum. Ba bada 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 bum bada bum bada bum bada ba ba bum. Pictures only begun. Ba bada 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 bum bada bum bada bum bada ba ba bum. Got you under there. Ba bada 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 bum. Black diamond, yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, black diamond. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, wow.
Black Diamond by Kiss.
That was
And on
great.
the guitar, Michael Lyons. Now please welcome the star of the show,
Oh, get up.
NanaBOOZHOO!
Miigwech Moonshane and BOOZHOO. Welcome back to BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. Oh, what? What happened to my chair? And I'll be doing a show from down here from now on. Oh, man, this is no way to start a show. Help! I'm stuck. Hikes. It's going to be one of those kind of days. Is that a little better? What do you think, Michael? Yeah, I think you're okay. So BOOZHOO, just trying to be just fancy with the beginning of the show too. I know. You okay there? Yeah, I think so. BOOZHOO, welcome to the live stream, obviously. Live entertainment. You know, you don't get this much anymore. What do you mean? Live entertainment. You know, this is taking place in real time. This is, whatever. Let's see who's here. Hey, Jim Dunn is here. BOOZHOO, Jim. Jim is here. BOOZHOO, Jim. Natasha says hello. And Jessica Gonzalez. Mino Giga Jabe. Mino Giga Jabe, Jessica. Jessica's here. She says good morning. Good morning, Jessica. Yeah. So today, on our Ojibwe language and culture podcast, our Ojibwe word of the day. You know what I was thinking, sweetie? Were you thinking about teaching Nimbaka Day? Yeah, how did you know? Well, it's written right there. Oh, yeah. Nimbakade. I am hungry. Nimbakade. Now you may be asking yourself, what is this nim? You know, I know Neiman Wyndham and whatever. So here's the language rule that I don't really understand. Buck a day. Hungry. Buck a day. But if you're going to say I am hungry, you don't say ni buck a day. You say nim buck a day. Why? Don't know. But for some reason, before the letter B, you add an M. So it's nim buck a day. I am hungry. Oh, I'm really hungry. Nim buck a day. Are you hungry? No, actually, I'm okay. I just had a kale shake. I had a kale shake and a plain bagel for my breakfast. Oh, yeah. How was that treating you? Oh, pretty good, I guess. You know, I don't really miss eggs anymore. I know, isn't that weird? We ate eggs all the time for years, and now we've given them up. Yeah. Gave up eggs. For no good reason, I guess. I think the only way I'm going to eat eggs from now on is drinking it like Rocky. You mean like where he just puts it in a glass and drinks it down like a drink? Yeah, that's how I'm going to take my eggs. How would you like your eggs, sir? Scrambled, fried, or rockied? I'll take my eggs in a glass. Off the rocks. On the rocks? What's that mean? On ice? Yeah, I think so. When it's on the rocks, you pour it on ice. Okay. Why don't they just say ice? I don't know. So today, and to illustrate our Ojibwe word of the day, we've got one of Michael's Ojibberish cartoons, if I can find it here. Ojibberish by Michael Lyons. And here we've got a Wagosh, a fox, and he's saying, Nimbakade, I'm hungry. And then the little Anamosh, the dog, he says, Ningeya, wisananda. Ningeya, wisananda. Yeah, me too. Let's eat. Ningeya, wisananda. Me too. I think Wagosh just got me too'd. Hey, don't make a joke about that. What? You said me too. Hashtag me too. So there you go. Ojibberish by Michael Lyons. Nimbakade. Ningeya wisananda. I'm hungry. Me too. Let's eat. You know, sometimes comic strips don't have to be funny. Is that right? Yeah, sometimes it can be educational. I know people sometimes expect a joke with a comic strip, but it doesn't always work that way. All right, where's Ojibberish? Here we go. And this has been your Ojibwe word, phrase, whatever, of the day. And you have been watching BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO. I am NANABOOZHOO. This is Natasha. This is Michael Lyons. What are you doing? What? I thought we were done. No, we're just getting started. But, oh, really? Yeah, remember we do this for like an hour. For a whole hour? Oh, wow. And what, for free? Yeah, more or less. Okay. So, yeah. Well, you got your word of the day. It's, buck a day, hungry. And, I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? Oh, Daniel Black is here. Come on, you guys, straighten up. Daniel Black is here. Daniel Black says, Mino Giga Jabe, you lovely people here for the full show. Let's go down the rabbit hole. Daniel Black is ready to talk conspiracies. And then Jessica put some rabbits up there. Well, there's no such thing as conspiracies. Do you guys know that the term conspiracy theory was invented by the CIA to discredit people who question the government? you know, and people have been brainwashed to to mock. You know, if somebody questions something, you know, they get teased. Oh, what are you, an anti-science? Are you a science denier? What are you, a conspiracy theorist? It's like, it doesn't matter who I am. Let's talk about the idea, you know. Can we revisit gravity? I know you just mock people who say, gravity is not, that's just a theory. The existence of Einstein is kind of a theory. But, it's not necessary. You can explain why things drop through buoyancy and density. Same reason why some stuff floats in the water and some stuff sinks. You know, it's how dense it is, how buoyant it is. It's the same reason why balloons and clouds don't get pulled down, because they're not as dense, they're not as buoyant. And so you go, yeah, whatever, gravity. I think gravity was, it was kind of invented. Who knows? But I don't see any reason to believe in a magical force that nobody can explain in regular terms. It's just another one of these crazy magical thinking, like a Big Bang. Well, nobody even questions. Everybody agrees in science. Once upon a time, back in the days of nothing. This is the official story. Back in the days of absolutely nothing, before anything happened anywhere and nothing existed. Okay? There's not even space. There's not even not things. There's just nothing. That blew up for no reason, and not only for no reason, like nothing happened to make it blow up, to make nothing blow up, but it also didn't do it for a reason. Doubly no reason, nothing blew up, and it created the universe. Oh, everything spun out of control and created planets and stars and the whole universe in just a blink of an eye. But there's no God. This is the Big Bang theory. They don't, this is a theory to disprove a creator. And so everything spins out of control. And then they spin into little balls. And these little balls become planets. And you see that big old sun? Well, that's a star. And all those other stars you see, those are all suns, but they're far away, so they're little. And remember that perspective. When things are far away, they seem smaller. So then nothing happens for a long, long time. And for no reason. One of these rocks starts to develop water and, something like proteins or primordial ooze. And then a big lightning bolt for no reason and not caused by anybody, because God isn't real, shocks the little pool, the primordial ooze. And in there, life begins. Little cells divide. Oh, wow, look at that little cell. Now there's two. And those two got married and they had kids. And then they made seafood. Or they made seaweed. And then eventually they made, fish. And then one day, a little fish swam to the surface. And he was like, oh, wow, look at that. There's dry land out there. I'm going to go out there and see if we can find something to eat. And so he left the lake. And he didn't die. Instead, he not only learned to breathe air and find something to eat that he never ate before, somehow he found somebody else and he married her, and then they had a baby. And that baby was born not with fins, but with legs. And that baby became a dinosaur. And then eventually the dinosaurs, they ruled the earth. But then, one day, a big old meteor smashed into the earth. How do people notice? Don't know. But that killed all the dinosaurs. Killed them all at once. And then, later on, somehow, monkeys were made. And those monkeys, some of the monkeys climbed out of the trees and had to stand up to look. And they grew straight backs, and their arms got little, and their tails went away, and they became the human beings. Evolution. This is scientific fact, kids. You know, you will spend many years being told this in your science books, and I believed it for a long time. You know, why would nobody lies about this stuff? Didn't somebody really smart figure it out? That we weren't created by a creator like it says in every religion. But in fact, it was a series of bizarre, impossible, random occurrences, accidents, that led to evolution of all life and eventually human beings who not only evolved from monkeys, some of their relatives didn't evolve. Some stayed in the trees. These were the lazy, dumb human beings. The ones who didn't want to better themselves. They're like, hey man, we don't feel like, learning about fire and wearing clothes. You guys go ahead with that. We're going to stay in the trees and eat bananas. But, so that's my recent opinion of, evolution and gravity and also the conspiracy theory. The ultimate conspiracy theory has always been to disprove the existence of Gitche Manadu. It's like, well, let's come up with a theory that's the exact opposite of what the Bible says. The Bible says God created the earth first and then created the sun and the moon. Science says the sun and the moon were created first, or the sun anyway. And then the earth and the moon were created after that. Everything, it's just, they're all trying to come up with some theory about, But yeah. And I'm very afraid of being taken down because everything I learned about questioning science, I learned on YouTube, questioning the globe model and these conspiracy theories. They call it hate speech now, or dangerous, like just kind of clowning around thinking about stuff could somehow be dangerous. My whole life I was always kind of a philosophical kid. I remember me and my buddy walking around his farm, out in the fields. He was a sheep farmer. He had a lot of chores, old David. And I'd hang out with him. And one day we were out in the field, staring up at the sky, and we saw a light move back and forth. We're like, "What is that thing?" And he goes, "Oh, that's probably a satellite, huh?" They sometimes say that those are satellites when you think you see a UFO. Okay. Years later, I'm going, wait a second, a satellite? How in the heck? But we'll get into satellites later. But I remember thinking, we had this conversation. He goes, how do you know that the red I see is the same red you see? Like, how do you describe a color? It's like, oh, red. It's like the color of an apple. Red, it's red, like a rose. But maybe in your mind, what you're seeing is what the color I would call blue. There's no way to know how that other person sees the world. And so we just kind of muse on that. It's like, oh yeah, that's weird. They say dogs don't see in color. They can only see in black and white. It's like, how would they know that? Did a dog tell them that? Can you somehow put on dog eyes and see what they see? It's crazy. Makes you think, eh? Wisani says, it was a mental dispute. Probably evolution, huh? You know what? I'm out of here, lady. I'm going to land. Yeah, with those original fish. Look, you fish can stay here if you want. But me, I'm going to evolve. I'm going to become a dinosaur or a lizard or a frog or something. That way, sorry, my thoughts are too fast. Oh, wait, sorry. Jessica says, yeah, it was all just a chain of mutations that happen to be beneficial. Even though when we observe mutations in nature, they are more often than not harmful. Makes no sense. Yeah, no kidding. How come mutations that we actually know about are like cancer cells and not, oh, I developed... That's what the X-Men are all about. Trying to make us believe that a mutation will give you superpowers. Oh, yeah, I'm a fish who can breathe air now because I mutated. Shady Side Ice says, I'm trying to ruin the theory of Nash equilibrium by proving strategic dominance. John Nash never chose the Yahoah method. John Nash. Oh, that name rings a bell. Wisani said, dogs created the first televisions. They were black and white. Yeah, exactly. So how come TV was black and white, sweetie? Because the dogs created it. Yeah, they wouldn't care. Same with movies. But, be philosophical. Question things. There's nothing wrong with that. And so, but evolution, just, and then science in general. Science has become its own religion. Scientism. People revere what they think are scientists. People think there's such a thing as like a Frankenstein scientist, a guy who's super smart, who's doing experiments every day, independent to learn the truth. They don't realize that 100% of all the scientists that make a living doing it make a living off of government grants. These are all academics. They teach. Oh, I teach physics at the University of Georgia, and I got a grant to study, whatever, and nobody cares. They have to spend so much money on science. It's just like funding for the arts. Nobody really cares what gets made. You get a grant from Region 2 Arts Council. Oh, hey, we believe in you as an artist. Here's $3,000. Make this thing. And you do it, and if you do it well, fine. If you do it terrible, no one cares. It's like most of the books that get published. So here, we had some money put aside to pay for these books to be published, and pay for an editor, and pay for an illustrator, and pay for the whole thing. But it didn't really come just organically from a person. It was created by by government programs. Anyway, Hoka, hey, sweetie, yeah, we got a call. We do. What line? It's via line 2. Oh, line 2. Okay. Caller, you're on the air.
Me Cookie,
Hey, Cookie Monster, how you doing?
me good, me call in 'cause them back a day, me hungry.
Yeah, it's actually I am hungry. I've been meaning to say this to you, Cookie.
What that?
Well, I think there's something happened with all the sugar you've consumed, and now it's affected your speech patterns, or that part of your brain that can put together proper grammar. I mean, how old are you?
Me 54.
Wow, are you really that old?
Yeah, Sesame Street been on long time.
Yeah. Well, you don't say me, Cookie Monster. You say I am Cookie Monster, or my name is Cookie Monster. You're speaking like Kind of like how they stereotyped Indians in the old movies. You know, me Tonto. You know, me like 'em, smoke 'em peace pipe. You know, you got to get over that. It's time you speak like a proper, not a proper human being, because aren't you a monster?
Yeah, me monster for cookie. Nimbaka day, me hungry.
Yeah, that's another thing. You're not really that hungry. Nobody eats that many cookies because they're hungry. You have what we call an eating disorder. You get all excited. You're trying to chase some sort of endorphin rush. You know. You might have evolved from a Sasquatch. You might have evolved from a Subbe. You know, you look like a blue Bigfoot to me. But that's all I wanted to let you know. Anyway, you called us. What can I do for you?
Oh, me just want weigh in on Nimbaka day.
You're going to weigh in on Nimbaka Day? You have an opinion on I'm hungry?
Yeah, me hungry.
Okay. Listen, man, we're talking about something here. Can I let you go?
Yeah, okay. Giga waba min wa hoa.
Yeah, okay. See you later, Cookie. Hikes. Cookie, he's pretty high strung when you think about it.
Yeah, I'm glad you finally said something about his eating disorder.
Yeah. I worry about him, you know. He's getting up there in years. And he speaks just terribly. You know, kids are learning how to talk watching that show. He shouldn't talk that way. Okay. So John Nash, Shady Side says this. John Nash was a mathematician plagued with mental disorder that evolved into a movie. Oh, yeah, A Beautiful Mind. I remember seeing that movie. Brandy's cracking up. Respect all views, believe in yours. How is he not diabetic? Yeah, how is Cookie Monster not diabetic? But yeah, so we've they make movies about scientists, and we try to make them look like some sort of genius. You know, I mean, all the way through history, they just kind of choose certain people. Oh, Newton, what's his name? Fig Newton. He discovered gravity when an apple fell on his head, and he wrote some math equations that the normal person would never understand. But these geniuses in science, they understand math. You know, math itself is sort of suspicious. Here's a conspiracy. You know, every person who goes through the government education indoctrination system, school, takes about an hour of math once a day for 12, 13 years. And in that time, they by the time you're a fourth grader, basically most of what you'll know about math you've learned. Adding, subtracting, multiplication, division. A little bit of logic, you know. If you're traveling 60 miles an hour and you got to go 400 miles, how many hours will it take? You know, that's good education. You need that. But then everything after that, everyone is secretly totally confused. Everyone kind of secretly, somehow pass the tests just to get through the class. And if you ask the average person on the street, they will quickly admit, oh, I'm terrible at math. Oh, I'm really bad at math. Don't make me do math, even simple math. And so when somebody says, E equals mc squared. E, energy, or something, is equal to mass C, whatever that is, squared. Oh, that's a thing times itself, right? Yeah. This is the proves that the theory of relativity, again, there's no truth. This is why you don't feel the earth spin. This is why you don't feel the earth going around an elliptical orbit or whatever that's supposed to prove. None of us can really understand what they think they taught us. I don't even think the teachers quite understand it. You know? But I think what their education is mostly just to tell everybody that there's a secret formula that only a few elite people know. And you should trust these guys because they're unlike you, they understand math. So when they say the sun is 93 million miles away, you can trust them. They're smarter than you. So 12 years of math education is just to make people feel that they're dumb and that other people are smarter. So, oh, I didn't even go to college for math. You know, I don't even know what, quantum physics is. Quantum physics is nonsense. But, it's a big conspiracy. It's a big hoax. It's a big con. Because behind it all is, again, to disprove the existence of God. And it's been going on for generations. Maybe forever. Maybe since the beginning. So yeah, but that apparently, if you think like this, it's dangerous. I remember believing, and I still believe this. But when I worked in a school, if I ever told the kids that there was no proof of a spinning ball Earth, that you can do countless experiments to prove that the Earth is not a spinning ball, that water finds its level, that it's called sea level and not sea curve, and that every experiment that you can possibly make will prove that the stars are moving around us, not we're moving around the sun. But if I were to say that, they would have fired me. They would say, this guy is dangerous. He's telling the kids that they can't trust science. That's not even that's not even subjective. Scientific method. That's the truth. It's like, yeah, the scientific method's the truth. If you can do an experiment, that's awesome. I know that water freezes at 0. Actually, I don't. What is it? 0 or 32 degrees? One of the two. I think 0 in Fahrenheit. But anyway, you can do an experiment to prove certain stuff. That's real science. There's no experiment to prove that the sun is 93 million miles away. There are experiments you can do to prove through the angle of the rays, the sun rays, where it is. You can prove with a laser beam, which wouldn't work on a curved ball, that the ocean is not curved. The water has never curved, But that whole thing, the conspiracy is they're trying to hide the existence of the Creator. If they allowed you to go to the edge and to touch the firmament in what they call Antarctica, but what is actually the ice ridge. Here I go. I'm going to get my YouTube channel taken down. Then everybody would know for sure. Oh yeah, obviously. There's a firmament. We're in a dome. Somebody had to make this. There's no such thing as outer space. All that is nonsense. Then, it would be a different place to live. If everybody immediately knew for sure, had evidence that God was real. Weesanie, search engine. Let's see. The M represents mass in grams. The C is the speed of light measured in centimeters per second. The M is mass in grams, so energy equals mass in grams times the speed of light measured per second. Yeah. So what does that mean? Brandy Marie's sending some hearts. Jessica says, haha, remember the Truman Show? Exactly. We're living in the Truman Show, where he takes a boat to the edge of the set he's living on. Yeah. They call that truth drops. Sometimes in movies, they'll either by accident or on purpose. Because here's the other thing. A lot of people know. Remember this song by The Who? I can see for miles and miles. I can see for miles and miles. That has to do with, officially the Earth is supposed to drop 8 inches every mile squared. So 1 mile is 8 inches, 2 miles is 64 inches, and so on. And so by that math, you shouldn't be able to see like across Lake Michigan. It should be under the curve, around the curve. And yet, ever since the P900 or whatever, we now have cameras with zoom lenses. And so everybody all at once is going, wait a second, shouldn't that be behind a curve? And someone else be like, yeah, that's right. How does a lighthouse work if the Earth is curved that much? And how come if I can see a ship go over the edge, how come I can't see it left and right curve at all? You can never go high enough to see a curve. Not from a plane, not from one of those higher balloons. It always looks flat. Oh, that's just how big it is. It's like, yeah, but you say you can see over the edge. I don't know. So, and then hot air balloons. I saw this meme. There's all these hot air balloons going up in the air. And they go, that day when 400 hot air balloon enthusiasts disprove thousands of years of indoctrination of a spinning globe. Because, if the Earth was spinning, you should be able to go up in a balloon, wait 1 hour, come down, and be 1,000 miles away. And you can't give me, oh no, it goes with the atmosphere. What? How does it select which? That makes no sense. But time and again, the more you look into it, they go, wait a second. Yeah, that's right. How come when you fly to New York, it's not way shorter than when you fly to Los Angeles from New York? If the Earth is spinning that way, you should tell. You'd be able to tell. Oh, but gravity. See, that's why there's gravity, and that's why they gave you Einstein. Because gravity can prove everything that makes no sense. Like, well, how come, how come the moon doesn't fall on us? That's the tough one. They're like, well, if we're spinning, how come the water doesn't just splash away? How does the air stay here and doesn't just dissipate into outer space? Oh, gravity. So there's no dome over it? Nope. It's just gravity. A magic force that brings everything to its center. Because of molten rock in the inside of a great mass. Like, can you do an experiment on this? Can you do an experiment on this? Oh, imaginary straw man argument? Well, let me tell you. Gravity can only be viewed with mass on a scale of a planet. We can't do an experiment here with a rock and another tiny little, we can't show you gravity here. You can't take a giant boulder and a tiny little dust mite and set it into orbit around the boulder, It only works on the size of the Earth or the moon or the sun. And then you're like, well, how come the moon and the sun don't just fall into the sun if there's gravity? Oh, well, then there's anti-gravity and dark matter and, Blah, blah, blah. Confuse your mind. Never mind. Here, watch this. It's called Star Trek. You love outer space. And, and then they, if you talk like this too much, they'll take your YouTube channel down. They'll fire you from your school job. They'll call you crazy. Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. You don't believe in what the government says. You must be a conspiracy theorist. And then I heard somebody say, well, yeah, of course I'm a conspiracy theorist. You live in a house, don't you? Well, some people got together and conspired to build your house. And sure enough, my theory is that's what happened. Just because it's a conspiracy, it doesn't mean it's evil. Except it always comes back to exposing that government is a bunch of liars. Jim Dunn says, you got brain freeze. Yeah, I know. I think I do. Daniel Black says, you're lucky our rink is closed because of the COVID. Happy skating. Your rink is closed because of COVID? A buddy of mine is a hockey coach here, and he's got all the kids wearing a mask as they skate around. Rink, I hate my fingers. Wisani says, magic. Science magic. There goes my travel business idea. Better than a conformist theorist. Yeah, thank you. I'd rather be a conspiracy theorist than a conformist theorist. But some people, they really don't want to know. It upsets them. My mom is one of these. She will admit, she goes, I just want to believe that everybody's kind of, what they tell us is the truth. I take great comfort in believing that. It's like, what do you mean they? The news? They can't even predict the weather. But, her mind is closed. She will never believe that anybody purposefully set out to deceive, to mislead someone. In anything. Not from history. It's like, well, maybe some people got mistaken, but there's no way there could possibly be covert effort to deceive people in history. There's no just fiction in that. There's no deliberate effort to conceal the truth in science. It's weird. That's what I think the apocalypse is. It's the unveiling. We're going to see the truth. And the truth is, there's been a whole bunch of lies. And they'll say, oh, he's paranoid. I don't know. You must be a paranoid schizophrenic. You believe in conspiracy theories. There'll always be that one character in those old movies, who believes in all the conspiracy, Ted Kaczynski or whoever. He's a mad genius. He believed the government was watching him. And you see how crazy he was? Yeah, okay. Hey, sweetie. Yeah? We got another call. Oh, okay. On line 2? Yeah, line 2. All right, caller. You're on the air. Nanaboozhoo, how are you? Oh, hey, Count, how you doing? I'm doing very well, thank you. Thank you very much. What can I do for you today? Well, I was just listening to your show, your program, and I have to say, I'm a little concerned about you. Oh, really? Why is that? Well, you seem to have lost your mind. What do you mean you do not believe the world is round and spins at 1,000 miles an hour? Everybody knows that's the truth. Oh, yeah. Well, no, I used to believe that. The more I've looked into it, and a lot of the scientific experiments I've seen, which are mocked as conspiracy theories, but seem to prove that the Earth is, I don't know if it's flat. I just know it's not It doesn't seem to be round and spinning, and I think everything about outer space might be just science fiction. But how can that be? How could everyone be in on the same lie? Everyone on NASA, every science teacher, every historical figure all agreed. We live on a spinning bowl. Well, we don't know that. I mean, that's what they tell us. They tell us that people have always believed we were on a spinning ball. But then you hear, like, there's a news article about a lady. Did you guys hear about this? It was in 1909, I think. A woman from England, a teacher, got in big trouble and arrested eventually because she was teaching that the earth was round and spinning. And then in 1909 in England, that was considered a heresy. Most schools were still teaching the biblical description of the earth in 1909. That's my grandparents' generation, you know. So I think part of the deception is even that they tell us, oh no, they figured that out. They've always believed, and everyone in the whole world knew that the earth was a ball. When in fact, up until pretty recently, in the last few generations, most people assumed it looked like what the Bible said or what their own eyes showed them. I'm going to have to think about that. But what about all the photographs from outer space? Yeah, well, those aren't really photographs. Those are just paintings. Even NASA, they don't even claim that those are photographs. Which you would think, if there was such a thing as satellites and that, we'd have millions of photographs every day of the Earth spinning, different angles, just, you know, but we don't. Officially, they say we have one photograph of the full lit up Earth. We talked about this yesterday, but wow, you really opened my eyes. I'm going to think on this. Okay. Well, hey, man, thanks for calling in. Yes, I want you to have a wonderful day. Hey, amigo, it's Niji. I'll talk to you later. Gigawabamin. Minawa. That was nice. A little count calling in.
Yeah. You know, I think he's like a lot of people.
How's that?
Well, when you start to talk about these things, they start to think like you went crazy or something.
I know. I think that's part of the spell, too. You'll look like you went crazy. You know, it seems so absurd. I guess I remember the first time I heard about somebody not believing the earth was round. Not even round. I mean, the earth is probably round like a pizza. But that it wasn't a globe. It wasn't a ball. It was a lady on TV. I forget. I think she might have been on The View or something. And she just didn't confirm. She was like, I don't know what the earth is shaped like. And I remember thinking, what an idiot. What a dumb thing to say. Like, even that, she's going to withhold her judgment. You know, I remember I had like a negative feeling about her. and now I realize, oh yeah, that was my own. It's like we have a resistance. There's certain things you just can't, or you're not supposed to, or something, question. And that's science is the first one. You notice I haven't mentioned the COVID since we started talking about science. We're not going to talk about masks and vaccinations. Vaccinations are great. I trust the government. What's in that shot? Don't know. Who cares? Give it to me. Yeah. Because after this vaccination, I want to make sure that I never get the COVID and then I don't spread it. Oh, I'm sorry, what's that? Oh, you can still spread it? Oh, and you can still get it? What kind of vaccination is that? What's the point then? I don't know. Don't question it. These are your scientists. They can be trusted. All right, let's see what's going on here. You'll see a lot of mental illness when they do hear all the lies that thought to be true. Just saying. Well, it is, yeah. I think you will see a lot of mental illness, or at least depression. I went through a certain kind of grief when I started, I don't even know what to say about this. When I stopped believing everything I believed growing up about science and space. I mean, I loved outer space and Star Trek and aliens, all that. Just loved it. And there came a day when I stopped believing that even existed. And went through a number of weeks there where it was kind of like grief. Felt sad. Like, didn't want to let go of everything I thought I knew. And so, yeah, I think that's why a lot of people get angry. There's a part of them who's fighting to stay in the dark. Jessica says, a scientific paper was put out recently on how to best coerce people into getting the COVID vaccine. Yeah, there's a good use of science. It included tactics like shame and social rejection. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's what it comes down to. If they let people like me get away with questioning the moon landing, then when it comes to questioning the vaccination, they can't let that happen. If they want 100% people to get it, because they care about us, you guys. How else, don't be suspicious. The government loves you, and has always loved you. It was really tough for people who hated Trump, to say that they, that they could trust the government with anything. Oh, he's a liar, and he's a dictator. And at the next breath, they'll be like, hey, give up your guns to the government. It's like, well, aren't you afraid the dictator's going to come and get you? But yeah, shame and social rejection. We already have the social rejection. They're going to reject you in stores and restaurants if you're not wearing your mask. And shame you for it. Don't you care about other people? It's like, well, I just don't. Like, you got to explain. They really got you both ways, because last year you could have said the same thing. People have been wearing masks in China for years. And people in America were like, yeah, it's flu season. Wash your hands or whatever. But nobody was wearing masks until 2020. And then since 2020, it's like, well, how dare you not wear a mask? Don't you know you're endangering everybody in this Walmart? We want to live. Why won't you let us live? And I want to believe in a madness that calls loud. And I want to believe there's a light shining through somehow. And I want to believe. Wisani asked red-pilled Natasha, hey, Natasha, are you red-pilled? What is red-pilled? Red-pilled is like on the Matrix when they take, the guy was like, you can take the blue pill and go back to everything you believed, or you can take the red pill and see reality for what it really is. And what it really is we're all just batteries, Have you been red-pilled? Have I been red-pilled? I think, yeah, I don't believe everything I used to believe. If nothing else, I kind of see that there's been a conspiracy. There's been a deception, that goes on for years. And it makes me believe in God, actually. Yeah, huh? When I believed there was such a worldwide deception and a lie that took over generations and permeated every aspect of human life, from education, science, history, even like the universities and the sort of books they had you read and the books they wouldn't have you read. It made me go, oh wow, is Satan real? We talked about this once. Whatever you want to call him. The deceiver. Only some sort of... A person from one generation couldn't pull this off. Even an organization that just lived a normal human life couldn't pull off deceiving the whole world and hiding the existence of a creator. This show really went off the rails, didn't it? Yeah, it did. It's okay. Name one time in American government history when they willingly poisoned their people. Well, the Tuscanini experiments or whatever, where they experimented, they gave vaccinations in the early 1900s to African American communities to see the effects of syphilis, I think. Yeah, there you go. Tuskegee experiment. Thank you, Jessica. And then Jessica says, birth control experiments on Puerto Ricans. Yeah. I also heard there was a secret sterilization efforts in Indian health service programs in the 60s. So yeah, I mean, what are you, a conspiracy theorist? You're afraid of a vaccination? I bet you think the earth is flat. Easy. Yes and yes. But the problem is we're too nice to them, because remember what it's like to be... They say it's easier to fool a person than to convince a person they've been fooled. And so, when you wake up to the truth and you realize you were lied to, and you try to tell other people, hey, by the way, those guys are full of crap. It's just like that kid in kindergarten again, who comes to school the first day, and he goes, what, you believe in Santa Claus? No, Santa Claus isn't real. They lied about that. They're your parents. Think about it. How could Santa Claus fly to every house in one night? How would he possibly know if you're awake or sleeping, if you've been good or bad? Reindeer don't fly. I mean, wake up, you guys. But most of the time, the kid will never get that far. He'll be like, oh, you believe in Santa Claus? And the adults will say, hey, shh, don't ruin it for them. Remember how sad you were when you learned Santa Claus wasn't real? Well, don't tell these kids that. That's not cool. Let them have fun. And other adults don't shame the parents for lying to their children. So why do you lie to your kid? Is he supposed to believe you later after the first 6-7 years of his life you lied about his favorite day of the year? So it's like that. But then, so the truth teller comes in and says, no, there's no Santa Claus. Say, oh, what are you, crazy? I bet you're a conspiracy theorist. I bet you're an anti-vaxxer too, huh? It's like, no, I'm just saying it's never been tested on people, is what they're saying. Which I don't believe anything I see either, but they want to inject you with a vaccination that hasn't been tested yet. And it makes no promises to do anything. But okay, if that makes you feel better, do what you want. I really don't care. I should care more, but, you've annoyed me now because I'm suspicious of the government. Yes, I'm a science denier. I deny that these guys are not totally evil. And with that, we're turning this, who got me started on going down a rabbit hole? I got to look that up. Because I love talking about this stuff. But it's so weird that my Ojibwe word of the day is conspiracy. We are the test subjects. Yeah, probably. Oh, wow. All right, you guys. Here's the deal. I'll keep talking about this, even though it may lead to getting the channel taken down. If you'll share this video with other truthers. I don't want to get, my YouTube channel taken down for just like the 10 of us who watch every day. But I will get it taken down if we get more people who want to talk about this stuff. Because it is the Anishinaabe way to look for truth Debwewin. Truth. Today is Ojibwe word of the day. Truth. All right. Well, I'm going to get out. You guys are so awesome. I'm so happy to see you every morning. You make my day. You fill up my senses. La-di-da-dee-dee-dum-dum. Sweetie, you're cool if you don't get on camera today? Yeah, I'm more than cool. All right. We'll get you on tomorrow. All right. Well, everybody, thank you for listening. Miigwech Bizandawieg to NanaBOOZHOO's Conspiracy Queries. That's what it is. These aren't theories. I'm just questioning. You know, how come hot air balloons can't just go up, wait 1 hour, land, and be 1,000 miles away? And I'm not asking that. I know there's a dumb answer that isn't real. So people who are still blue pilled, don't answer me. But otherwise, miigwech ganawabieg. Thank you for watching. BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am NanaBOOZHOO, and I will see you again. Gigawabamin. Minawa. Hawa. And live stream. La-di-da. Do. Yeah, it was a crazy show today, huh? Yeah, it sure was. I don't know. Do you think maybe I should get some pictures and stuff for tomorrow? We could talk about it some more. That wouldn't hurt. You could get some of those flat earth pictures. Oh, for crying out loud, we're still on air. All right, I'll see you later. End stream.